Right, hello and welcome back to the YouTube. I'm literally Sam Sulek. I've bought a camera rig for the car, so now that I can actually vlog on the way to the gym. How dynamic, different angle here. I have no idea if this is good, but we'll find out when I come to edit it. Sunday morning, worst session of the week. We've got arms, which is really dull, to be honest. But we need to go to the shops after for a food shop, so grocery haul and arm day. Let's get it. I'm quite tired as it's Sunday morning. England played last night. Went to bed about 1 a.m. after the game had finished, so as a result it's now 9:30. We're on the way to the gym, so I've had 5.5 hours of sleep, which has been kind of the moral of the story all week because of how hot it's been in the UK, so that's not been fun. We're sleep deprived, but we figured we'd go early to the gym because one, it gets too hot later in the day, and it also gets too busy, and people in Rotherham don't wear deodorant, generally speaking, so it also smells later in the day. So we prefer to train early. So we're going to go train early even though we are tired. I've actually done half a scoop of crank today, so it's the first time taking stim pre-workout in about 6 weeks probably. Just for arms as well, which just isn't very fun. So we'll get to the gym. I'm going to finish off my pre-workout. We'll get an arm session done. It's one of my quicker sessions. Also got to film another podcast today, so obviously 2 videos ago you saw me mention that I was probably going to do a podcast. Before I got any feedback from that, I did the podcast, and then the feedback's been like pretty overwhelming since. So thank you. If you've not watched it, it'll be top link in the description. Head over to there. Any questions you want answered on the pod, just like comment them on one of the podcast episodes. Ideally the most recent one, if you want there to stand a chance of me actually responding to it. And we'll just keep that going like a running weekly Q&A, obviously towards the end of each episode. But it's been very good. We're going to do hopefully 2 pods a week, and I'm hoping 2 vlogs a week. Hence why I'm now just setting up like rigs in the car to make it easier for myself just to hit record. Because last 2 videos ago, if you look at the last 2 videos, right, one was filmed half in America, half in Italy, took a bit of planning, took a lot of editing, and it goes live today, so I don't know how it's going to perform. It probably won't perform as well as the last gym vlog. The last gym vlog currently sat on like nearly 15k views in the first 6 days, which for me in my channel is pretty outrageous. The painful part of it, well, it's good, but it's also a bit painful, is that was a throwaway video. As in, I just filmed it, I edited it myself, didn't put any music on it, didn't do anything, just literally clipped the clips, start to finish, and threw it up. And it's done really well. So annoying because I put a lot of time into some of the other videos, a lot of money and this sort of stuff, and they don't perform as well. And then the really raw, easy videos then perform the best. The good thing is I can make way more of those ones. So yeah, good news is I can do that more often and get some more regular videos. So if you do enjoy those, perfect. If you don't, apologies, but we'll get to the gym and go train some arms, so I'll see you there. Right, arms and delts. I'll start with arms, and then I go into delts. We've got 3 bicep, 3 tricep, I believe, today. This is my more preferred arms and delts session. I have 2, obviously, because my split is over 2 weeks, meaning that we've got like arms and delts A and arms and delts B. This is the B session, and it is B for fucking better. Starting with crucifix curl, I guess you'd call it. Basically just an over the head curl, really focusing on contracting down to the peak. I like this one on the Atlantis just because it's easy, it's stable, you can hold and you can brace. Gonna warm up a little bit more, get a bit of a pump going, and then we'll actually do a working set. Now, I do log my arm sessions, however, it's probably my least cared about logbook of a session. Like, I'm not going to endlessly progress arms. If I try to, the form's going to get horrendous. The example I always use, if you go watch Martin Fitzwater train, he still curls 12 kilo dumbbells even now, right? His arms are fucking massive. So, yes, you need to overload. Overload can be done in a variety of ways. It is not just weight and reps, okay? So with arms, I think when you start to chase load, you get a lot of delt, you get a lot of everything that isn't biceps. So for me, keeping it light and really isolating the delt, feeling that contract, not pulling through my forearm,
not pulling through my delt. That's what I focus on. So the logbook's there, so I kind of roughly know, but I'm not married to it on this session. So yeah, it's more just for the order of exercise I do. Now, if you wanted to make this probably slightly better, I'd say put that one hot, like, well, actually leave it where it is. Get a bench here, rest your elbow on the top of the bench so your elbow is supported, and then perform it, right? Now, why am I not doing that? I'm lazy. I don't want to wheel a bench over. It's the first exercise for arms. I feel good. I can get a really good connection on this. But if you are somebody who struggles, all you get is a lot of bicep, or you're struggling to keep your elbow stationary as you're curling, and you find your shoulder rising to curl it in, then go get a bench, slap your elbow there, and it'll be better, to say the least. But I like arms. I like to train with speed. So rest times today are all 45 to 60 seconds. 2 sets for most things. Intensifiers will be brought in. Right now, I do it on some, I don't do it on all. And intensifiers usually on arms are going to be partial still failure, maybe a drop set. But partial still failure is the preferred approach for me currently. Now I know what you're thinking. What an aesthetic t-shirt. I know. You ready for me to hit a men's physique shot? Oh yeah. Still got it. You can take the board shorts off the man, but you can't take the man off the board shorts. Not the same, but it works. Yeah, Onyx V1 is back. If you've been living under a rock and you've not seen by now, honestly, I don't know how, because it's all my Instagram feed is. This video might be out before it goes live. If it does, this goes live Thursday the 16th at 7 PM BST. 4 colours, t-shirt, tank top, the OG hoodie. It's my favourite Onyx to date because it's thinner feeling. The Onyx V5 was sick, but it felt like I was wearing a wetsuit. It was that compression. And I like oversized stuff. Whereas this is loose enough, but tapered enough that it feels really unrestricted. Because that was my thing when I wore the Onyx V5, right? Ridiculous quality. It always just made me think, like, how on earth do women or females or men train in like leggings and the world's tightest shorts all the time that are like up their arses? And I know what you're thinking. How do you know they're up their arses? I only ever seen it on M. Only, ever. I've never seen it up M's arse, right? And that's my arse to go up, not the shorts. I've never been up there, I promise. Not through lack of choice. I don't know if that can stay in, but it's probably going to. But no, but yeah, I always thought, like, is that just not mega uncomfortable to train in? I don't know why. Like, when you start to get a little bit sweaty, and you've got like the shorts that are basically in your stomach, it's like, is that not a bit much? They all say no. I am suspicious even. But I guess beauty is pain. And that's what the Onyx V5 was for me. It looked unbelievable, but to train in wasn't my favourite. However, the Onyx V1 is beautiful and not as painful. So it's sick. It just fits so nicely. So hence why I'm actually wearing it to train in. I love it. So this is the black and red. Got the all black. Got the OG black and blue. So yeah, if you did manage to pick up Onyx, lucky you. If not, go pick up some really small sport shorts and stick them up your arse if you are a bloke. I might do it for next leg day. You know, let's find out what all the hype's about. I'll borrow a pair of shorts for fam. Right, Nitrum curl next. A machine curl is elbow supported. If you've not noticed the theme already, elbow supported means good. For arms, it's pretty much it.
7.5. But where did I load that? Oh, I did 10 for the second set, so 10 kg. I'm assuming on the bottom, because that's where it's going to be heaviest. 10, 10, 6. Well, I'm a big fan of this machine. It does have 2 loading points. I prefer to load it on the bottom. I do it single arm as well. I think a lot of bicep stuff, but just arm stuff in general, I do personally prefer single arm. I think there's a time and a place for dual arm for sure, but I think if you're someone who struggles to really develop your arms or connect with them, just try single arm and you will probably find you're able to connect and isolate it better. It's very similar to hamstrings. If you struggle to connect with your hamstrings, go and do a single arm. Yeah, do a single arm move now, and that'll help your hamstrings. Do a single leg hamstring curl, like a lying or a seated if you can set it up right. And you'll probably notice that you can get a much better contraction through your hamstrings. It's similar for biceps, bicep, hamstring, same thing. Like, they do the same function basically. So yeah, I just find that you go a little bit lighter, you really focus on that connection, on that lengthening. I think you can get a better lengthen when you do single arm, and then you can get a harder contraction as well. So the only downside is it does take a little bit more time. However, as I said, it's arms. You don't need a mass amount of rest. Definitely take your rest between arms. Like if I do this arm now, I'm not going to go straight into my left arm. I'm going to have 30 seconds, catch my breath, and make sure that doesn't affect my ability to take the next arm to failure. But I don't need 3 minutes, 4 minutes like I would if I was doing, a hack squat or a press or something. That felt very good. I think the thing with this machine is the elbow brace, where it is, forces you to like keep it strict and actually curl through your bicep, and allows for better lengthening if we're wanting to really go through it. But yeah, arms are one of those things. I would always say with arms, if you're feeling it in your bicep or your tricep, it's probably working. It's one of the body parts where I say just really focus on feeling. Once you find that feeling, just smash it with volume and you'll probably be fine. Ow. Right, got one more set on each arm there, and then we're into a sort of behind the back drag curl on the Crucifix Bravo, which I'll take you through, as that is also one of my favourite movements. Obviously England won last night, right, so big up England, through to the semis. Argentina in the semis, I'm pretty confident. I think we walk them, to be honest. I don't think Argentina, they've got the job done when they've needed to, and I think you can say the same for England. I don't think either have been like steam walking every game, but I'd put England to beat Argentina, which then means we should be in the final. So Sunday, as I'm recording this, the final is due to be played next Sunday, so a week today, probably when this video goes live. Very excited for it. The one thing I'm concerned with is I have a trip to Italy and I fly next Sunday. I am due to land in Italy, I think it's 9:05 local time, which is 5 minutes past kickoff. So for whatever reason, if my flight is delayed, or when you're at the destination airport, but you're waiting for a place to land. So it'd be like you just circling the airport basically, and you can get stuck there for like half an hour sometimes, just circling, waiting for your spot to land. I'm hoping at 9 PM on a Sunday, in a smaller Italian airport, it should be fine. Hoping it should be clear. But it's Ryanair, so you never know. So if I get stuck just circling with no Wi-Fi, as the final kicks off and England are playing, I will be devastated. So yeah, that is where I'm up to. But that Italy trip I'm very excited for. Lots of things in the works. Not things I'm gonna discuss yet, because I'm much more the type of person to make something happen before you start speaking about it. Talk less, do more. That's always been sort of the mindset, and that's something I will continue to do with all of my endeavours. But heading out there with a good friend, some meetings, some business, and also just a nice time. So
Will definitely be filming some videos out there. As for what, I am not too sure yet. I'm just going to take it and see how the days go, because the focus is to spend time with people I want to spend time with and have the conversations I need to have without a camera and without worrying about what I'm going to film and when I'm going to next film it, because it's not that sort of trip. But there will be times where I will be able to film, so we will get hopefully 1 or 2 vlogs out and hopefully a gym session as well, because that could be very cool if I am allowed to film where we're training. That would be sick. So fingers crossed. But yeah, hopefully 2-3 videos from Italy, and then shortly after I come back for a week or 2, then I go to Hamburg in Germany and Berlin. That's more of a content trip, so that'll be good. Training with 2 of the best in the world who you've seen on the channel regularly, Mr. One Punch Naz and Wesley. The 3 of us are meeting up out at the ESN gym to get some lifts in. Whether that'll be on my channel or whether that'll be on one of theirs or on ESN's or whoever's it will be, I don't know yet, but it will be somewhere, so look forward to that. Heading to Berlin as well for some more content just by myself, so want to go to the Bunker Gym. If those who don't know, that is Urs's, it's not Urs's gym, but it's where Urs trained for a lot of his time in Classic at the Olympia. Obviously since he's moved and got his own home gym and stuff, but when he lived in Berlin, that's where he trained. So it's a proper grungy dungeon gym in Berlin, and I've never been, so I'm really excited. So I'm just going to go out there basically just to train there. Definitely we'll be filming that. And then early September, I've got a trip to Lisbon in Portugal. Again, more for content purposes, that one. So basically we've got 3 European trips coming up, all of which are going to have some banger YouTube videos. In amongst all of that, we'll keep these vlogs going, and even when we're out there, we'll keep these raw vlogs going. So there's some very good content to come, alongside 2 podcasts a week. So basically it means I'm not going to fucking sleep, but you guys are going to get a load of content. And you guys have been very supportive of the content recently, so therefore it is worth me sacrificing my sleep, is what I've established. All right, second set per arm, and then drag curls. Behind the back drag curl. Now, the reason I do it on Cybex Bravo is because you've got a built-in chest pad, well not chest pad, back support. Adds stability, helps you keep it behind you, drag it through, hitting that bicep more in the lengthened range now here, because of the angle, because of the way the resistance profile works. It drops off, easy to get it short here, heavy, lengthened. So my last bicep exercise, hit the bicep in the short when it was fresh, then taking it through kind of its full range of motion, really getting a good lengthen, and now we're working it in that lengthened range. So sort of structuring the session around how the muscle fatigues, so you can get more from it. Is that going to lead to more results? Yeah, maybe a few %. Ultimately, just train your fucking biceps, train them hard, get a good connection, and get a good pump, and you'll probably be fine. These are some special D-handle cuff type things from Torque. You've definitely seen me use the Torque wedge from Eric Janicki, a friend of the channel. I've also got the D-handles with like a built-in cuff. They are very good. You'll see me use them for my favourite exercise with them next, which is a tricep pushdown. They are quite nice on this drag curl though. Obviously allows you just to, I don't know, just feels nice. You like curling a bit of a cuff, then you can pull through the D handle at the top, and it feels very nice and stable basically. But again, is this over engineering it? Yeah. Does it feel nicer than a normal D handle? Yes. Does it lead to more growth? Probably not, right? So buying really expensive D handles feels nice change. Not necessary. Well, not essential, but definitely there is a place for it. So if you do want them, you can use code EAGLES for a slight discount. But if you were going to buy anything from Torque, I would recommend the wedge over the D handles, because the wedge, I think, has a pretty direct, massive impact on your ability to grow big legs, big quads specifically. These, I think, they're good, but you can achieve the same with your hard body cuffs and just holding a D handle, right? everything I just said, I take it back. They are phenomenal. That felt so good. It's just so much more stable. You can go heavier. I'm going to drop it a good bit for the back off. And then this is the one exercise that I will do a copious amounts of partials on of biceps right now. Because they're pretty cooked. And then we'll get into the tricep portion. There is a little bit of delts on this day as well. Literally just side delt raises and rear delts. There's a bit of a touch up. I do think longer term, when food's a little bit higher, in a few weeks time, I'm going to ask to add a little bit of back to this session as well. I think 1 or 2 sets of single arm lat pull down would probably be beneficial, just as a bit of an extra touch up, because my back does need to come up. So, but as a whole, enjoying the split, growing a lot. So at the minute I'm currently up to about 240 pounds. For reference, last off season my heaviest was about 244. It kind of bounced because I was traveling a lot between 244 and 240. Now I've got a lot of travel coming up, but I've made sure this year I'm in the position where nothing will be missed. Last year I was a bit all over the place, you know, like the Croatia trip and then Vegas and then over to New Jersey. It was a lot harder for me to keep things managed. This year I can't afford that, right? If I can't say on plan when I'm out there, I'm not going, and that's the rule I've kind of set for myself. This off season needs to be my best off season ever. That is the priority. Travel, business, that's all a massive focus and a big passion of mine, but at the same time, remember where you came from, right? Remember what got me to this position. It was bodybuilding, and it was training, and it was eating. So I need to stick to the roots, make sure they're perfect, and then the other things can come on top. If I lose that base and then just start focusing on business too much or content too much or travel too much, it's kind of, I'm losing my way, is what I personally think, and I think that's where it's been a hard line to walk in the past. So this year it's kind of like, it's not black or white, it's not one thing or the other. I think there is a balance to be found, but I just think it's when it's that time of trying to find balance, and maybe the balance is, you know, you chase 2 rabbits, you lose both. It's kind of like, right, I'm always just going to pick the bodybuilding rabbit, and I'm going to chase that. So that's the mindset. So still going to travel, but not traveling to places or on trips that detract from my off season. And that is where we're going. So we will be massively improved for next year. That's the only option. Oh, this feels so good. It's just so stable. Completely stolen from Eric Janicki. This is not the best bench to be using for it. There are better benches, but similar to my earlier point, I'm lazy. But I am swapping it for this exercise. There we go. Better bench, better angle. You can get like a little bit more under it and a bit more of a push down. Unreal, right. I'll do one set a little bit heavier. So with triceps, I always do my first set lighter. Even if I'm doing top set, back off set, I'll always do a higher rep set first. I think, just prefer it. I get more blood to my triceps to start with, really drive a better connection. I think it also just warms up my elbow joints a little bit. I find if I go really heavy or heavier for the first working set and do like an 8 to 12 repper, that's when my elbows can start to hurt a little bit. Whereas if I always do my first set of more like a 15 to 20 is what I typically do for triceps, I just get a way better connection, more blood flow, lubricates my triceps more. And like, yeah, I guess you could argue just do more warm-up sets prior, but I'd like to do a higher rep working set to start, and now I'll move it down probably 2 pegs and do an 8 to 12 set for the triceps. Sometimes then it'll be followed by like a drop set or a rest pause, but not on this one, mainly because unless I'm training with somebody, it'd be very hard to do. To get out of them, drop it and get back in them, right? It would be much. next up we got what Kyle calls a katana extension. I'll just call it an overhead extension. I guess it's a katana variation basically. Just cross the cables over at the back and you're here extending up, so long head of the tricep. I guess he calls it a katana extension. It's like you're taking a katana out. So yeah, we've got 2 sets. I do both arms together. You can do this single arm if you want. Most important thing there is you want the line of resistance to align with the line of the muscle fibers. So if we're extending on this range, you want the cable tracking in that direction. You don't want the cable coming up from like here, straight up, but I can't do an example. Like, you want the cable coming across to line up. You don't want the cable to be there and then you're trying to extend up because that's not aligned. You want it to run in the line of the fibers. Hopefully that made sense. If it didn't, I posted a reel on that about 4 years ago, so go scroll and find it. The Nitrum dip, to be specific. We have the Prime dip as well, which I'm also a big fan of, but I've been running this one. I did it once. The only other time I've done this session, I did this dip, so I'm sticking with it. It felt good, and it's got a built-in seatbelt, which I do prefer. So, full stack, triceps are already pretty cooked. Let's get it. Ow. I do like this dip. It feels good. My arms. Ow. Alright, we'll do one more set of that. It doesn't get much more exciting. It is literally that again in 45 seconds. And then it is onto a very small amount of delt work to finish. But my arms are battered. It doesn't take a lot of arms, right? They're a small muscle group. 3 well-executed exercises. A few sets of each. You're there. I've never been a fan of having just an arm day, hence why I'm eager to get in some lat as well as the delt touch-up. So it's then more of just like an appendages touch-up day. Because at the minute it kind of feels like a bit of a hollow session. Just a bit of arms and delts, is like very men's physique, but also very necessary. I need more arm, I definitely need more delt, so what I'm doing, it also is more because of I've got a push, I've got a pull day, and I've got 2 leg days. It's like my week's already full of a lot of heavy training. And I think Kyle's concerned that we could overtrain because he knows what I'm like when I'm training. So this is kind of a way where I don't have to take a rest day. I can still get something productive done, but it is also giving my body and my CNS and stuff a chance to get a bit of recovery done. So he may say no to the lat work when I ask, but right now I think I could recover. So we'll try it, but it's one of those. I think 5 days a week is the absolute most I can train. I think 4 days could honestly be productive for a lot of people when you are training properly. You know, I think like Quentin and Ryan, for example, some of his best off-season, most progress came when he dropped down to 4 training days a week. I think people can get carried away doing a lot of junk volume that's just wasted output for very minimal return. And like ultimately, whilst I'm in here, I'm not growing, right? I'm stimulating the breakdown and the response that then when I'm out of the gym and my body's repairing and recovering from this stimulus, that's when it's growing. So spending more time in the gym doesn't directly cause more growth. It can actually often do the opposite. So yeah, it's a tricky line to walk because everybody thinks they train hard and then you train with somebody who actually trains hard and then you realise you probably don't. So if you're watching this, don't start thinking, oh, I'm overtraining, I need loads more rest, because you're probably fine for the most part, unless you're just constantly battered, or you work stupid long hours on like a job site, labourer, anything like that. Then you'd probably benefit. One of my clients, for example, Aaron, if I remember, I'll put him on screen now. He's like 7 or 9 weeks out from pro qualifier in Australia. He's someone who, in the off season, we did drop down to 4 training days a week. He works concreter in Australia, so you can imagine peak summer, well, closing in on peak summer in Australia, concreting for 12 hours a day, right? You do that and you try and train 5 times a week at the level he trains, trying to get his pro card. He was 1 spot off a pro card last year. It's like we're going for a pro card in 7 or 8 weeks, that's the goal. Training 5 days a week on top of the concrete, it wasn't productive, right? We weren't seeing growth, so actually scaling that back is then when we started to respond more. So sometimes less is more, but sometimes it's not. So this is a really helpful conversation. You're probably more confused having listened to me now. And that's why you should get a coach, so that you don't have to think, you just act as an athlete, which is what I'm doing with Kyle. So I'll shut up and just do arms and delts and not ask for extra volume. Probably the worst angle I've ever filmed from, but the only angle, oh, fucking hell, but the only angle you're gonna get. We've got 2 sets here. It is the nitro lat raise I'm using. If you have this piece, just trust me when I say face into the machine, don't face out. You're meant to face that way, but for whatever reason, the angle it's on, it feels 3,000 times better when you face in. I get way more delt than trap. If I face out, I get a lot more trap. So face inwards and kind of sit back a bit, hips back, chest just over your hips, and just drag out. Followed by 2 sets of the most boring exercise ever created, but one of the most useful. Rear delt fly on the prime, cam setting 5, can't really go wrong. Right then, that is the session. I've got my ab work to go and do, but I'm not going to include that in this video because I'm probably going to do a whole video on just how to train your abs properly, as that is a big focal point for my off season. Now, I'm going to go to the store. We have a little grocery shop we need to do. Not a full one, but I do need a few bits, so I'll stick you in the trolley, shopping cart for my American folk, and we'll go pick up some bits. Right, we are in the grocery store, or the supermarket, as most people over here would call it. And I've got the wonkiest trolley. The front left wheel is just lazy and goes the wrong direction. So first up, we need some mango. I have a serious fruit addiction at the minute, as you've probably seen from the full day of eating. Mango and pineapple on every chicken and rice meal. So I get some pre-cut mango because, again, running theme of the video, I'm lazy. And cutting up a mango is effort. I cut up my own pineapple, but I've never been quite competent enough to cut up a mango and get the pip and the rock out efficiently, so I just buy the pre-cut stuff. Strawberries as well. Oh yeah, that is a seriously good pack of strawberries. Oh, I forgot to get lettuce. I need some shredded lettuce. Don't need any banana. I need carrot and courgette as well. I'm staring at some watermelons. Do you want a watermelon? Get one. I'm just picking up a watermelon. Right then, carrot. Time to feel it adequate about my own carrot. Right, bag of carrot acquired. That is a dense watermelon. It's a baby watermelon. It's very round, very spherical. Right, courgette. Courgette? Courgette? I don't know what courgette is. Apparently M does. You, the guy who tells you not to worry about. We are so immature. You're nearly 30 and you're making willy jokes.
I'm posted for 20.
Nearly 30.
I'm 30.
Why am I having a baby? That's a bit concerning. Right, I need lettuce. I forgot to get lettuce, so. Gosh, 2 bags of lettuce. Right, and probably the biggest expense in my life, besides a mortgage, but not far behind, is chicken. Right, we've got 3 kilos of chicken, 3.2 kilos to be precise, and then we need some beef mince as well. Em's got some chicken mince, that's the word. She's in her chicken mince era. Why is that chicken's leg so long? What the fuck? What is up with that? Why is his leg so long? And then that is that. Just need some caffeine-free Pepsi Max because the addiction is still going strong. What are they? We've got a new bread product. That's not the right one. We've got a New York bakery bagel. If you're in the UK, these are like the classic bagel. 4 pre-sliced burger buns with added dried potato. 175 calories per bun, 30 grams of carbs. You know what, they're actually pretty good. Em's on the sourdough hype. I'm dying for some sourdough. I cannot wait for Kyle to put it back in the plan when carbs go up some more. I'm still deprived. They've not got them. They're all sold out. Asda started doing some, it was a Cinnabon collab. So they had like Cinnabon muffins and Cinnabon donuts in Asda. And I had the muffin and it was pretty good. But now they're sold out, so I can't even show you. Just nearly took a kid out with a trolley. Maybe I'll get them next time, can only hope. Oh, the only thing I will say actually is we have been rinsing these. They're like frozen ice lollies things, the squashy ones, right? 7 calories per one, so basically calorie free. There's also like refresher ones somewhere, I don't know where they are, but they do have refresher ones. In fact, I'm gonna get a pack of them, they are that good. It's been quite hot in the UK, right, so after like every meal, I've just been having one of them. Right, frozen raspberries, oh, what a glorious sight. I would flip the camera, there's a lot of people, and I don't really want to just film other people. It's just a massive tower. In fact, I'll show you, I'll bring the camera around. Look at that. Big old tower of caffeine-free Pepsi Max. 48 cans of caffeine-free Pepsi Max acquired. That should last at least 3 days, yeah. Classic. What a joke. 2 for £5, not bad. Frozen raspberries, bosh. And that is pretty much the food shop. For most of this, obviously the rest of my diet is a lot of whey protein, a lot of rice pudding. And that's that. If you want to see what my meals actually look like, I did do a full day of eating not that long ago, so go back and watch that. But that's the current food shop. I'll show you the state of the trolley. That is that. So we are gonna pay for this, head home, and I'm gonna barbecue up 3 kilos of chicken, and I've got a lot of work to do. So I am gonna wrap this video up here because I need to go get on. Podcast to film, this video to edit, and the video that went live last week, I need to go and do that thumbnail, and that goes live in a few hours. So thanks for watching, like and subscribe, go check out the podcast channel, Radio Rig, and I'll see you in the next one.
I'm so beautiful without you. Now my skin glows and it shines like glue. I'm pretty